place, like it might seemingly look like I've plateaued, but right now I'm just working on so many projects behind the scenes that it's hard to get everything done. You're launching a show? Yes. On Twitch? You ever watch The Order on Netflix? I think I started it. I couldn't get into it. On Twitch. It's going to be like, I'm going to kick the streams off with the show, and I'm going to do it live. No chat. Like, obviously, like, I got to, it's going to be like, chat, we're going to understand there's going to be like rules. You're going to be like, kind of like live observers, but like, I'm not going to be talking to you. Like, it's going to be like 10 minutes show. I'm not looking at chat. I'm talking to chat, but I'm not engaging with chat. We're not having a conversation. And then that's going to be like the first 10 minutes of the broadcast. And then that segment's going to go on YouTube. Like a news show. It's all about housing. Um, so it's gonna be like a housing news show. Right now, I'm working on conceptuals and templates. It's going to be broken down into three subcategories, right? It's going to be a news segment, but broken down into, it's going to be housing news segments broken down into three specific subcategories. The first one's going to be like market analysis, and it's really going to, the point is going to be, talking about how it's going to be like the bubble. You know how Amy Goodman does, like, and now it's the quarantine report, and before the quarantine report, it was the War on Peace report. Yeah, yeah. So, segment number one is going to be focused on right now, uh, the housing bubble. We need a cryptocurrency. I know nothing about cryptocurrency. So, like, it's going to be like market-based analysis on the housing bubble. That's going to be, and there's going to be like templates, working on like what can I get together in Tableau. That's going to be segment number one. Number two is just going to be like a general housing story, any housing story. Um, and then the last subcategory, third segment, is going to be about mutual aid projects and like organizations like DSA, tenant unions, who are doing really good work on the ground, and kind of giving them a shout out and talking about what they're doing, giving them a little love. Deciding on whether or not I'm going to tie that to some praxis, but then I thought, nah, that's too much. Um, Kind of like tying, like, if I could do something like like a 2 minute, like a 2 minute breakdown of like how this applies to a specific theory, that would be cool. Kind of like, and here's the shout out to the old dead white guy. Here's and this instance of praxis is brought to you by Habermas in the, you know, communicative action theory in the public sphere, or something like that. I'm going to be focused on global market. I'm not going to restrict myself to just U.S. housing, but the housing bubble is most likely going to be focused on like the U.S. housing bubble, just because like I'm going to have to look at market trends, right? And I can hear Clue Joker being like, well, what about all of the foreign investors? Well, they still go through the S&P, right? So so focusing on like where, and remember, Chad, I talked about how I wish there was a way for me to get smart enough, like in the next 2 days, to actually put together like an algorithm that would be tied to a 3D visualization to actually envision like where, based on the projections of the market today, like how big the bubble has grown, like in